Hello, good morning, and welcome to Logos College Online Learning. This is Chanta To. Today, talk about grammar, more grammar. This is your Grammar in Use Intermediate book, Unit 59. Unit 59 is what we're going to cover today. That's page 118. So if you want to turn to page 118. Okay. Unit 59, where are you? Here we go. Okay. Unit 59, it says, be or get used to something, right? I am used to. He is used to. We are used to, right? They are used to. So these expressions, this phrase, it talks about routines and habits over a long period of time, right? Learned behavior. So something you've been doing for a long time, something that you don't even think about anymore and you just do it, right? They say be used to something. Or you can say get used to something is when you learn. Um, let's say you used to wake up. You used to wake up at 6 a.m. every morning, right? You would say, I am used to getting up at 6 a.m. But let's say you got a new job and you had to get up earlier. So you had to get up at 5 o'clock, all right? You would say something like this: because I got a new job, all right? I got used to getting up at 5 a.m. So those two expressions, be used to or get used to, they talk about routines and habits over a long period of time. But to get used to something is something that you learn how to do. Right? So let's take a look at these pictures right here. This is routine. Everyone has a daily routine. Sometimes you wake up. There are certain times of the day or in the morning that you wake up at the same time every morning. You have a shower, you eat breakfast at about the same time, you go to work at the same time, you do the shopping, you have dinner, watch TV, read a book, and then go to sleep, all right? That's your daily routine. So routines are things that you're used to. He is used to getting up at 6 a.m. He is used to having a shower. He is used to having breakfast before he goes to work. So let's look further in depth. Let's look at more of at this phrase that we use. So part A of your book, here's a picture. This one's in color, and it talks about Lisa. It says Lisa is American, but she lives in Tokyo. When she first drove a car in Japan, she found it very difficult because she had to drive on the left, not on the right. Driving on the left was strange and difficult for her because she wasn't used to it. She wasn't used to driving on the left. All right, let's take a look at that. So in Japan, they drive on the left side, kind of like in Thailand. They drive on the left-hand side. But in the United States, like in Laos, we drive on the right-hand side. Right? So if something is weird, is new to you, all right, you're not used to it. So this is past tense. She wasn't used to it. She wasn't, it here is a pronoun for what? For driving on the left, okay? So notice this phrase right here, not being used to it, we use it with a noun, all right? Used to something. We use that with a noun. but she wasn't used to driving on the left. So driving is a gerund. All right, the gerund is the verb and ing. So that in that case, we can also use gerunds with the phrase be used to and get used to, or not used to, not getting used to. Okay? Well, we'll get more in depth in that a little bit. Let's go back to Lisa. So Lisa, she wasn't used to it, right? So was is a form of the verb to be in the past tense. But after a lot of practice, driving on the left became less strange. She got used to driving on the left. Right? So notice this is past tense. Right? The past tense of get is got. She got used to driving on the left. Past tense. Now it's no problem for Lisa. She is used to driving on the left. Notice the verb to be here is in the present tense. Even though you have an ed, used, used to, and used to, right? Here it's past tense because the verb the verb get is got, is past tense. But here the verb be is present tense. Right? So this expression, to be used to something, whether it's past tense or present tense, depends on the verb before used. Right? Depends on whether be and get are in the present tense or past tense. But this expression, no matter which way you use it, all right? No matter which way you use it, it means something that is a habit over time, something that used to be strange and difficult for you, but after a lot of practice, now it's become a habit. Right? Learned behavior. All right, let's take a look at some more. Part B says, I'm used to something. Okay, so something is a noun, right? I am used to a noun. It could be many things. Food, it could be an idea, it could be a behavior, right? So it means it is not new or strange for me anymore. Frank lives alone. He doesn't mind this because he has lived alone for 15 years. So he's been doing this for a long time. It is not strange for him. He is used to it. He is used to living alone. So here, this sentence, they used a noun, in this case, a pronoun, it. In this sentence, they use a gerund, all right? He is used to living alone. I bought some new shoes. They felt strange at first because I wasn't used to them. Notice bought, this is in past tense, so it already happened, right? He bought new shoes. They felt, so felt is also past tense. They felt strange at first. Why? Because he wasn't used to them. Verb to be in past tense. Our new apartment is on a very busy street. Present tense. I expect we'll get used to the noise. Get is in present tense. But for now, it's very annoying. So here on the busy street, there's a lot of cars, a lot of motorcycles, a lot of people walking. And he says, I expect we will get used to the noise, right? So he's going to have to learn how to get used to it. So he is not used to it being noisy at his house or his old apartment, but his new apartment, he'll get used to the noise. A couple more examples. Diane has a new job. She has to get up much earlier than before at 6:30. She finds this difficult because she isn't used to getting up so early. Barbara's husband is often away. She doesn't mind. She is used to him being away. All right. So I am used to something. It means that is not new for you or not strange for you. Okay? And then to get used to something is to get to learn how to do it. Go up here. Have dinner. So before I started working in Laos, I used to have dinner late, right? I used to have dinner about 8 p.m. So I would say I was used to having dinner at 8 p.m. But now I live in Laos, so I teach at night now. So I had to get used to eating earlier. Right? So I would say I got used to having dinner at 5 p.m. Right? All right, let's take a look at C. So those examples I just gave you, I used a gerund. I was used to having dinner. I got used to having dinner. So those examples I just gave you, we use gerunds, and gerunds can be used with be used to and get used to. After be and get used, you cannot use the infinitive. Look at this right here. You cannot use the infinitive after be or get used to. Please remember that. You say, I am used to driving, right? You don't say, I am used to drive. That's wrong. You cannot use the infinitive. We say, she is used to driving on the left. We don't say, she is used to drive. Why is that? Well, because when we say, I am used to something, this is an expression, right? What are you used to? So remember what prepositions do. Prepositions connect two nouns or two pronouns, and they show the relationship between two nouns or pronouns in a sentence. So here, to is connecting yourself to another noun, right? So the to here acts as a preposition. It's not part of the infinitive. Here, to is connecting something to what I am used to. So it acts as a preposition here. Therefore, remember, if a verb follows a preposition, it must be a gerund. Again, if a verb follows a preposition, it must be a gerund. All right? That was discussed back in Unit 58. Frank is used to living alone. We don't say Frank is used to live. No. Lisa had to get used to driving on the left. We don't say not get used to drive. Right? That's wrong. Because, again, the word to here acts as a preposition. It tells you, it connects Frank to this noun. Remember, gerunds act as nouns. It connects Frank to living alone. Here, to connects Lisa to driving on the left. All right. Couple things to remember here. I'm going to cut this video right here. This phrase, I, or whatever the subject is, be used to and get used to. Use is USED, right? Used to. Talks about routines and habits over a long period of time. It's learned behavior. So when something, after a lot of practice, something is not new to you anymore, we say used to. If it's something you have to learn to do, we say get used to. I had to get used to waking up earlier because I started a new job. And we can use be used to and get used to with nouns or with gerunds. And we do not use the infinitive after be or get used because here to acts as a preposition. And if a verb follows a preposition, it must be a gerund. Okay, thanks for watching. Next video, I'm going to do the last part of Unit 59. I'm also going to do some workbook exercises with you. Okay, thanks for watching. Leave any comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.